for dressing stars from all over the world. Filipino fashion designer Francis Libiran's vision will be showcased on members of the Philippine National team again for the Southeast Asian Games. Francis tells us more live here in the studio. Francis, great to see you.
Great to see you too.
I mean, we saw each other 2 times during the pandemic, but via Zoom.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, seeing you in person.
And now the WHO has said
I know,
the COVID pandemic emergency is finished.
I was teary-eyed when I heard.
You heard it. So tell us, Francis, this is the 3rd time you've been asked to design the uniform of the Philippine team to the Southeast Asian Games. What inspired you to do it once again?
Once again, I mean, it's an honor to be handpicked by the Sports Commission to design for the Team Philippines for the SEA Games Parade of Uniforms. So in 2019, we did the Flag Barong. That was our first ever. And last year, we did the Aguila, which represents inspiration and hope in the time of crisis during the pandemic.
And now, Araw.
Araw.
Yeah.
So we focused on the people, the Filipinos representing the SEA Games, for this tournament.
What are the elements in Araw, Francis?
So my inspiration was the Philippine flag. So we played around with the use of the blues and the reds. And the focal point of that barong is really the sun, or the araw, the rays which extends all the way from the shoulders to the sash, all the way to the back. So when they're doing their parade, it's very visible that the colors of our flag is being represented there, front and back.
Wow. That's amazing. And what kind of materials did you use for the Araw Barong?
I made use of the Philippine Husi fabric and hand embroidery from the Philippines.
And I'm really curious, what was it like designing Araw? And was there a point midway or in the beginning of your design that you wanted to change it?
I guess my inspiration is really the Filipino people. So I did not think twice on really to make that as an inspiration. So for me, it's very meaningful, to see our fellow Filipino athletes parading their barongs in that event.
And you always wanted the Araw on the left-hand side of the Barong Tagalog.
Yes.
That was always the original plan, not in the middle or not on the right. Okay. And of course, these 50 barongs will be worn by an all Filipino women delegation at the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
Did you have to alter the cut? Did you change it in any way?
I just made the size, more feminine, but it really still is the original fit of the Barong Tagalog.
And how long did it take you to make the Araw Barong? And I mean all of these 50 barongs which are being worn right now by our Filipino delegation.
From approval, it took 2 weeks because I presented like 5 different designs to the Philippine Sports Commission. And then we did the prototyping. Production-wise, it's around a month and a half.
3 times. You can never say no when the country calls you. If they call you again for a 4th and a 5th time, will you still be there for the country?
Of course. I'm so proud doing it for the country.
But is it just a limited edition, Francis, of just 50 barongs for the Southeast Asian Games? Will our other kababayans be able to wear this barong, this special edition barong for the 32nd Southeast Asian Games?
It's going to be available online through our website, francislibiran.com, and in our stores in Shangri-La and in Greenbelt.
Oh, you already have a Greenbelt store.
Yeah.
But tell us about this new store that you are opening in Shangri-La Plaza.
Yeah, so it's a bigger space. It's a retail store for wedding gowns mostly. So a lot of brides would go there to try on their, different types of gowns for their special day.
So these gowns are both available in the Shangri-La Plaza Mall and also at the Greenbelt Mall.
Yeah.
Tell us about your career and how it all started, Francis. We all know that you are an architectural student. I mean, you should really be designing buildings, high-rise towers and homes. What made you shift to fashion designing?
You know what? Designing is basically like my passion. You know, whatever they give to me, I'll design it. You know, same thing with architecture. So what the discipline I was trained in architecture, I was able to apply it in doing fashion design.
And are you still doing architectural work, or have you totally put that behind you?
For myself, yes. If I do interiors for my houses, I do it. But my time is consumed by designing for a lot of people.
A lot of people indeed, not only in the Philippines but worldwide. But tell me, what does it take ask you to make a gown or a barong or whatever creations from Francis Libiran?
I always take time to know my clients. You know, I mean that's very important for me. For me, my inspiration comes from the people that I design. So it's very important for me to talk to them, to know their character. It helps me in the design process.
It's very personalized.
Very personal.
I mean, it's not just like one person who comes to you, I'm willing to pay you this amount of money, Francis Libiran. You won't take it because you want to know the person first, their character, their personality, and what kind of person they are.
Yes.
And from there, you can create a masterpiece for them.
The inspirations will come out, you know.
And tell us, Francis, you designed a custom lilac dress for Sawiti during the FIBA 2023 draw press conference. Tell us about this creation that you did for Sawiti. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, the inspiration is Sawiti herself. You know, she's a very, popular Filipina that represents, an independent Filipina who is an international rapper that is very known in this generation. So I made that her as an inspiration for her lilac dress.
And why did you choose the color lilac for this particular outfit of Sawiti?
I wanted to be very feminine for her. And her skin tone, I think, matches the lilac color.
And what other creations and events can we expect from Francis Libiran going forward?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, me and my business partner, RC Baltazar, we wanted to make our designs, more accessible to the people. You know, so we were trying to create retail clothes so that people could buy it easily.
And what is 2023 fashion for Francis Libiran?
It's making a mark. So I want to establish a design aesthetic that will be known around the world. So that's what I'm trying to really concentrate on.
You're already a global fashion designer. What is there still to achieve?
Oh, there's a lot of things to achieve. You know, for me, if I do a fashion show around the world, I would always make it a point to represent my country. And that's the mark I want to, to stamp on whatever I'm doing.
Raise the flag wherever you are in the world. And what is the color of Francis Libiran for 2023? What are your favorite colors that you will always suggest to your friends and to your clients who want a Francis Libiran creation?
I guess right now the color that really that rings to me is gold. For this year.
Oh, gold because of the Southeast Asian Games.
Yes.
You know, Francis, we've already won 2 golds
I
in
know.
the Southeast Asian Games. We are second place in the medal standings, and hopefully much, much more gold medals for the country. And of course, many look up to you. I know one of our producers, the sister, looks up to you as a fashion designer. What advice can you give the young designers who want to reach the level of Francis Libiran?
I guess just if you decide to be really successful, you really have to do the work, and it comes with waking up and just thinking about designing and making your own mark, and that really is a routine. It's like a daily work, and for me designing is my life. I make it a point when I wake up in the morning, I'm inspired with what the things that I want to design during the day.
Francis Libiran, a fashion designer who lives, breathes, and eats fashion design.
Yes.
Congratulations on your success and lovely Araw Barong Tagalog to represent the Philippines in the 32nd Southeast Asian Games. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank you,
on The
Rico.
Final Word. Francis Libiran,